Welcome to Lesson 107 of Saxon Math Course 2. This lesson we're going to deal with the new topic of slope. We're going to determine whether the slope of a line is positive, negative, 0, or it cannot be determined. And we're going to find the slope of a line from a graph. We're going to do it very simplified in this lesson. It'll get more complicated as the year goes on. Okay, so below we've got two graphs. And on the one on the left, it is set up so that it shows the number of yards, and as each yard changes, it goes up 3 feet. So it's showing the change from yards to feet. The one on the right shows the change for each feet that you go to the right, you go up 1 yard. So the slopes of the graphs are different. The changing number of feet by 1 changes the number of yards by 1/3 on the second graph, or it's just the opposite on the first graph. We call that its slope. This is called the amount of change. The amount that this goes up each time is called the slope, and we assign a number to that, and it's either positive or negative. If the graph goes up if you go from left to right on your coordinate planes, if it's going upward, then it is positive. If it's slanting downward, then it is negative. If it's straight across, then it's 0. And if it's straight up and down, then it just can't be determined. Okay, so we're going to practice trying to figure out how to do these. Okay, so let's look at these three here. I just want you to tell me whether the slope is positive, negative, 0, or can't be determined. So let's look at A. Looking from left to right, is that slope going up, down, horizontal, or vertical? It's going up, so you should have said that has a positive slope. So which one is B? B is 0 because it has a horizontal line. And C, going from left to right, which direction is it slanting? Starting to the left, go to the right, it slants downward. So that slope is what? It is negative, and then straight up and down one, a vertical one, cannot be determined. Okay, not too bad. You'll get it. Just got to remember, kind of commit it to memory. Okay, so when we try to figure out the numerical value of the slope of a line, it's helpful to draw a right triangle. So you try to find where the line, if you look down here at this first one right here, you try to find where this line goes through and it intersects exactly right there, like a target in a scope type of thing. So it crosses exactly both the y and the x-axis. So here it does it here, it does it here, it does it here. That's what you want to look for. And then you can draw this right triangle right here, and that'll tell you that it goes over 1, it runs 1, and it goes up 3. This one over here goes over 2 and goes down 1. Right? So it helps you have to do it that way. If you don't do it that way, you just don't know, because it's not exact science. So you need the exact corners, find the corners. And once you select those 2 points from the graphed line on the grid, then you're able to measure them and do rise over run. And rise over run is what I want you to remember. Okay, so a line whose rise and run have equal values has a slope of 1, and if it's just the opposite, then it has a negative slope of 1. So if we look at these two down here, let's look at this one here on the left here. Let's look for our spot. So if we got one right there, and it crosses right there also, right there. So it goes over 1, it goes over 1 and up 1, over 1 and up 1, over 1 and up 1, over 1 and up 1. So it has a rise because it goes up. It rises 1, and it goes over 1. So this line has a slope of 1 because 1 goes in 1 time. Where this one here, it does the same thing, but it's going over 1 and down 1, over 1 and down 1, over 1 and down 1. So your rise is still 1, but it's negative because it's a negative slope. So it's negative 1 over 1, which is a negative 1 answer. So in this case here, the rise over run on both of these is 1 over 1, but on this one here, it's negative 1 over 1 because it's a negative slope, where this is a positive slope. Okay, so let's look at this one here. See if you can do this one here. Try to find where it crosses in the corners of the grid. Pause it, see if you can do, remember, it's rise. How much does it go up over the run? How far does it go to the side? See if you can figure that out. Pause it and see if you can come up with an answer. Okay. All right, I'm going to do right here. I've got a spot right there, and I got another spot right there. So I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3. So it runs 3, 1, 2, 3, and it goes up 1, 2. Goes up 2. So my answer, my slope for that line is 2/3. 2 over 3. My slope is 2 over 3. Okay, and you could choose different points. I mean, you didn't have to use the ones I did. I mean, there's another one right here, right? But it's just rise over run. So the answer to that, find the slope of this graphed line below, is 2/3. And it's a positive 2/3 because it slopes upward from left to right. Okay, so let's try 4 of them, see if you can get it. Okay, let's look at, go ahead and do all 4 of these, and then I'll show you the answers, okay? All right, let's start with this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to go right here, and I go over 1, 2, 3, and up 1. So rise is 1 over 3. So I get 1/3. Hopefully you got 1/3 on that one. Okay, this one here, I know it's going to be negative because it slopes downward, and then I've got, it's going to go over 1, 2, 3, and down 2. So -2 over 3. Because my run is 3, because it went over 3, and it went up 2 or down 2. In this case here, going down 2 makes it a -2. So rise over run is -2/3. All right, and this one right here, it is a horizontal, so that's 0. We can't, just equals 0. And let's look at this last one right here. We've got, it goes up 1, or up 2, over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. So up 2, my rise, over 1. So -2 over 1. So my slope is -2 because 1 goes in -2, -2 times. Okay, all right. We will practice this. I know it's new. It's a little bit confusing. Watch the video another time, please, if that'll help you. Here's your TIDs. Submit them tonight online, and we will bring your questions tomorrow to class, and we'll go over them together, and we'll do our homework as a class. Thank you.